Nina. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I'm here with a card tutorial to share with you featuring new stamps from Simon Says Stamp. These are part of their new My Favorite release, and I just love all of the new stuff that's going to be included in this release. I've got a few of them here. This is the Birthday Wishes frame. I just love how this cuts out the birthday wishes with that frame. It's a really fun design. And I've also got the little Cuddly Critters accessories set. I'm going to be using the balloons from this stamp set, and I'm going to be using them with this birthday frames die to go ahead and create a fun birthday card. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut this using my Big Shot machine, and I've got my little pick here to go ahead and pop out all those little inserts. This is the Spellbinders Tool-in-One. This is a really handy tool for getting out all those little pieces from your dies, and it also works well for cleaning things up. Now here's a close-up of that die. You can see it creates this gorgeous script font inside the frame, and then it's going to have the stitch details along the edges. Really, really fun. I just love this. So now I've got some watercolor paper and some Simon Says Stamp Intense Black dye ink. I'm going to go ahead and stamp all of these images onto my watercolor paper. This is Canson XL watercolor paper. And I'm going to go ahead and color all of these in with watercolors. I'm going to be using the Prima Watercolor Confections paints. These are the classic colors. I'm just going to be doing some simple watercoloring for these, nothing too fancy. To do this, I'm just laying down a wash of the color that I want to use for each balloon. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop in some more intense color of that same hue that I used. So in this case, I'm using the red color. And I'm going to go ahead and just mix that around. I'm going to add a little bit of water, kind of just let the water move the paint to wherever it wants to go, and it's going to create a nice organic touch to each of these balloons. They're all going to look different, which is going to make them look really fun and interesting. So I'm going to do the same thing as I color in all of these balloons. And as I'm coloring these, I'll mention that there's a lot of really fun products in this release. There's a lot of new stamps and dies, really fun stuff. So I'll finish coloring all those balloons, and then here you can see I've got them all colored in. And I'm going to take the coordinating dies from this set. This stamp and die set actually coordinates with the Cuddly Critters stamps. There are some really cute chubby critters. I just love them. They're so, so cute. I didn't use them for this card, but I thought that the accessory set, which had the little balloons, would work perfect for this birthday frames window. So once I die cut those, I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of watercolor paper. This is some Strathmore watercolor paper because I wanted to have a bit more of a smoother look for the card front. I'm just going to be laying down a large wash of water, and now I'm going to take my Fine Tech gold watercolor set. This has 6 gold watercolor tones in it, and I'm also taking a mop brush, and I'm just going to start dabbing all of that color onto the card front where I put all that water. It's going to dry back in a nice fine texture, and then I'm going to go ahead and take some more gold paint and add some splatters. This adds a nice, more organic touch to the card and really kind of gives it a more almost like confetti look. It looks really nice. Once I had that all finished, I'm going to take that Birthday Frames die set again, and I'm going to die cut it from some black cardstock. And I'm cutting off the word Birthday Wishes, so that way I can use just the black portion of the sentiment for my card. This is going to allow my die to have some additional color to it. You could also color this with markers or inks or whatever you want to do, but I wanted to be able to have that nice crisp black sentiment. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that down onto my frame. So there you can see it creates this two-tone effect, and it looks really, really nice. I covered it with some glossy accents just to give it a little bit more dimension and some shine, and this creates a really gorgeous focal point for your card. So to finish my card up, I'm taking some foam tape here and I'm attaching this down onto my frame. I've taken 1/2-inch foam tape and I'm cutting it down into thirds. You can see here, this is a piece that I've already cut a third off, so that way I can use them and fit perfectly around the edges of this frame. So I'll go ahead and attach all those down, remove all the adhesive backing, and then I'm going to go ahead and press that down onto my card base. Now I'm also going to start, before I push it down all the way, I'm going to start laying my balloons onto my card and get the placement right. I want to make sure that I have them tucked in under the frame, and I need to do this before I press it down all the way, because once I press this foam tape down onto my card, it's not going to be coming off. So I just lightly laid this down, and now I'm going to tuck these balloons in and around where I want them to be. And those that are underneath the frame are going to be held down nicely, so that way I can keep the placement good. And I also took a picture with my phone, so that way I made sure I could put this all back together to the way I wanted it to be. For most of the balloons, I'm using a double thickness of foam tape, and I'm also using some PPA glue. You can use whatever type of liquid adhesive you prefer. I'm just using that liquid adhesive to attach the balloon strings down onto the card in some areas. To finish things off, I'm using some Wink of Stella clear glitter and just adding some shimmer and shine onto each of these little balloons. These really add to the festive focal point of this card, and I really love how this ended up working out. I also added a few stars from Pretty Pink Posh. I just used some gold 4mm stars and also some mini stars and just scattered those around my card design. So I hope you've enjoyed and got some inspiration on using the new My Favorite release from Simon Says Stamp. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. And be sure to head on over to the Simon Says Stamp blog where you can get more information on this card and also more information on the new products being released for the My Favorite release April of 2016. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.